Today, the business is a regional confectionery with 14 stores in Greater Cincinnati and another 30 franchise stores in Ohio and Kentucky. And thanks to the internet and next-day air delivery, Graeter's products are enjoyed by a growing national audience as well. Graeter's caters to the sweet tooth of a hardcore legion of fans with distinctive ice cream products done the old-fashioned way, almost totally by hand. Over the years, Graeter's has been featured numerous times on the Food Network, as well as on the Travel Channel, the Fine Living Channel, and most recently on History's Modern Marvels. Graeter's ice cream has made it to the White House and to my house. I'm a fan. Yet what you may not realize is this treat, this entire enterprise, would not be possible but for the perseverance and foresight of one strong, determined lady, Regina Graeter. At the end of the 19th century, a young man still in his teens leaves his family to find his dreams in the bustling city of Cincinnati, Ohio. It was 1870. Louis Charles Graeter, who had emigrated from Germany with his family when only a baby, began selling ice cream in a local market near Sycamore Hill. He made his ice cream by hand, one small batch at a time, with ice harvested from the Ohio River in the winter. In 1900, Louis Charles Graeter marries Regina Berger, the daughter of a prominent local businessman. Together, they moved the business to Walnut Hills and the upscale Peebles Corner business district, opening a store and setting up their household at 967 East McMillan Street. Louis and Regina make ice cream and chocolate confections in the back room, sell their goods in the new storefront, and live upstairs. Business prospers in their new home, due in large part to the uncompromising quality of their products. But in 1919, tragedy strikes, and Charles dies in a streetcar accident, leaving Regina a widow with 2 teenage boys to raise. In an era when women in business were definitely not the norm, strong-willed Regina decides to take over and run the business herself. But she doesn't just keep it going. She expands the business, making it grow and become more successful with each passing year. In the early roaring 20s, she opened the first satellite store. And by the 30s, as you can see from a menu from that time period, Graeter's ice cream was being sold through 10 company-owned stores. In the depths of the Great Depression, she bought a commercial building, hired more staff, and opened a new plant to supply her stores. The children worked in the business and joined the enterprise, but to everyone, including family, she was the boss.
She was a very strong personality, so you remember a lot of things about her. She was the boss. My father and my uncle, her 2 sons, never ever called her mom or mother. It was always the boss. So you can kind of figure out her type of personality. It was somebody that an adult that as a child put a little fear into you. You were always kind of afraid and really tended to mind your manners pretty well when you're around Grandma Graeter. Because my father, as I say, when he stopped to pick up Grandma at Walnut Hills to bring her to work, he was bringing us to work too. And I know the first time I went in there was probably when I was 10 years old. And a lot of times when we were at work, we were doing something to help Grandma. And we were kind of her, her slaves at that time, and we would go to work. And when we were really young, she would always give us little jobs to do. And like this time here, the big thing was making peach ice cream. Well, the way we made peach ice cream was we would buy fresh peaches, ripen them, and peel them by hand. And my father and Grandma were, and my brothers and I were pretty much involved in the summer activity of making the peaches.
This was Regina's company. She saw to every detail, and one of those details was to keep making ice cream the old-fashioned way. II and 1950, she ran a successful company from that same apartment on East McMillan until she died at the age of 80 in 1955. Among other things, her obituary noted she was a trustee of the Walnut Hills Baptist Church and had been for many years. She was also a member of the Professional and Business Women's Club of Greater Cincinnati. Indeed, a woman of substance.
On behalf of the fourth generation of the Graeter family, my cousins Chip, Bob, and myself who are running the business today, I think we really owe an enormous debt of gratitude, and I would like to thank Regina Graeter for her hard work, her fortitude, her courage, maybe her stubbornness a little bit, and just making the business what it is today. I mean, without her, I don't believe we would be here. So, Regina, great grandma, thank you.
Regina Graeter, a recognition tonight that is well deserved. A remarkable woman who made sure everything was done right and with quality. A businesswoman who, against the odds, created an institution, a legend, and a legendary product. Thanks for making a difference to our world and for making it a little bit sweeter.